Hey guys, this is Mrs. Moyer. I wanted to go over range and mode because I saw on IXL that there were some difficulties with that. So let's start with range. So when you think about range, you have to remember that range is the difference between your highest and your lowest number. Okay, so remember when we're looking at negative numbers, okay, we've got to think about the larger that number is, the smaller it actually is. I know it kind of is reverse reasoning. So that means that our smallest number, our lowest number is -8 here, and our highest number is actually 0. So we're looking at the difference between the highest number, 0, and the lowest number, -8. So if I go over here, so remember range is your difference between your high and your low. So my highest was 0 and my lowest was a -8, okay? Now, one thing you need to remember with range won't be negative, okay? Won't be negative, okay? Because we're kind of thinking about in terms of absolute value. We're kind of thinking about it in terms of distance. But if you're actually going to write this problem out, it would be like 0 minus a -8, because remember, it's the difference between the high and the low. So 0 minus a -8, these cancel, remember, keep, change, so it really is 0 plus 8. So my range here is 8. So again, remember, you're finding your highest, you're finding your lowest, you're finding the difference. That's your range. The other thing I want to talk about is mode. So mode is going to be your thing that is occurring most often. Now, unlike range or median or mean, with mode you can actually have more than one answer, because in a data set you might have two numbers that occur an equal amount of times. But generally speaking, again, you're looking for the one that is the most. If there is not one number that occurs more often than others, you might either say that every number is the mode, or there is no mode. It's kind of equally correct. So I saw this problem come up that people were having some difficulties with. So here we had a librarian measuring thickness of textbooks, and so we had some different thicknesses. So here, I would say the best thing to do always when you're doing mode, especially since a lot of times they're going to ask you to do something else like median, it's go ahead and put your data in order from greatest to least. So for right now, I'm just going to record these data points. So I've got a 3, and I'm going to go down 4, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 1, 1. Okay, so now I have all of my data points written down. So I'm going to go back to my camera here. Now technically, like I said, it is a good idea to put them in order from least to greatest just to make sure you're not missing anything. But I think if you look here carefully, you're going to see that one number is jumping out as being more frequent than the others. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 4s. That's the only number that occurs 4 times. So here in this data set, my mode is going to be 4 because that is the number that occurs the most often. Mode is the most often. Okay, so that was just a quick recap on range and mode. Hopefully if you had any difficulties with those problems in IXL, you are now feeling more confident to go back in and do them. All right, thanks.